Hello students, welcome to Daily Chronicles by Abhiram IAS Academy. Daily Chronicles lo we collect different articles from various news sources and we tell you in a very comprehensive way which is useful for preliminary and mains for UPSC, TGPSC and also for APPSC. As part of that, today let's discuss the most important articles from the news sources. So, the first article for today is let's discuss about the Netanyahu rejects Trump's 15-point proposal for Gaza. And next, let's talk about the Asiatic Lions as today we are celebrating the World Lion Day. And let's talk about the Ladakh to lead the independent India's first caste census. Let's talk about the caste census. And is this the first caste census in India? Or what is the story behind this caste census? Why we need to do that? And let's also speak about the delimitation issue where the issue is going in the parliamentary sessions. So let's discuss about these all in your comprehensive way which is very useful for preliminary and also mains. In detail ga cheptanu, so do not miss this video. Now let's see the first article. The first article is Netanyahu rejects the 15-point formula proposed by Trump for Gaza. What is this? What is the issue? Netanyahu, who is a very close friend of Trump, has rejected a 15-point formula proposed by the Trump. So what is the news? What exactly is the news? Let me introduce you first the four actors or the four characters. Okay, first character is Israel, which is a country. Next, a Hamas group, which is a group in Palestine. And next, let me introduce the famous character, that is Donald Trump, who is trying as possible as to gain the Nobel Peace Prize. And let me introduce his formulation, a 15-point formulation, which we can name it as Board for Peace. Board of Peace. These four characters, remember this. ఈ స్టోరీ అంతా ఈ 4 క్యారెక్టర్స్ చుట్టే తిరుగుతూ ఉంటుంది అన్నట్టు. అసలు ఈ పాలస్తీన్కి ఇజ్రాయెల్కి గొడవ ఏంటి, ఎక్కడ స్టార్ట్ అయింది, ఇప్పుడు ఏంటి ఈ డిస్కషన్ ఎందుకు, వాట్ ఈస్ ద డిస్కషన్ టుడే, వేర్ డిడ్ ఇట్ బిగిన్, లెట్స్ సీ ఎంటైర్లీ ఇన్ అ స్టోరీ ఫార్మర్. అయితే ఎవరికైతే ఇజ్రాయెల్ పాలస్తీన్ ఇష్యూ గురించి ఇంకా తెలీదో ఈరోజు నేర్చుకోవడానికి ట్రై చేయండి. వెరీ క్లియర్గా ఇన్ అ స్టోరీ ఫార్మాట్ నేను చెప్తాను, వినండి. So the four characters, one is your Israel, one is your Hamas, United States and Donald Trump and Board of Peace. So basically, United States has come up with a 15-point formula, telling that let's end the issue with respect to the Gaza conflict. Now, why this conflict has started? Let's learn that. అసలు ఈ కాన్ఫ్లిక్ట్ ఎక్కడ స్టార్ట్ అయింది? ఓకే, అయితే ఈ 15-point పీస్ ప్రపోజల్కి హమాస్ సెడ్ ఎస్, డొనాల్డ్ ట్రంప్ ఆల్సో సెడ్ ఎస్. Now, who is opposing it? A very close friend of Mr. Donald Trump, that is here Netanyahu, the Prime Minister of Israel. ఎందుకు అపోజ్ చేస్తున్నారు? పీస్ని ఎవరైనా వద్దనుకుంటారా? బట్ వై హీస్ అపోజింగ్? లెట్స్ సీ ది థింగ్. అండ్ ఫస్ట్ లెట్స్ టాక్ అబౌట్ ది కాన్ఫ్లిక్ట్. వేర్ డిడ్ ఇట్ స్టార్ట్? నౌ లెట్ మీ ఇంట్రడ్యూస్ ఎ స్టేట్. I will not reveal now itself, but let me introduce to a place where British ruled that place. Okay, and so same how they ruled us, they ruled that particular state too. Now they are moving away from that state. Okay, in that state there were two religious sections. Okay, one religious section which is following the Judaism, that is the Jew people. The other sect where they are Islamic people. Okay, to the one side they are Jewish people, to the other side there are Islamic people. Okay, now as Britishers are moving off, now what they want is different states. Okay, now they needed different states where only one state follows one religion and another state follows the dominant religion. But at that point of time, that is Arab League, and also you can call it as Jew state, Arab state. Arab people ఏం చేశారు అంటే they said no. Jew people said okay, one Jew state వస్తుంది, one Arab state వస్తుంది, okay, what is wrong in that? Let's divide. But there comes the Arab leadership rejection. Okay, there comes the Jewish leadership acceptance. They accepted. Okay, fine. Now what happened? In 1948, Israel declares independence. Now what religion is Israel following? Israel is following Judaism. Israel is following Judaism. Jews, they were the Jew people. Simple. ఒక స్టేట్ ఉంది, ఒక కంట్రీ ఉంది, ఒక ప్లేస్ ఉంది. Imagine whatever. Imagine a place. That name is Palestine. ఆ ప్లేస్ పేరు పాలస్తీన్. ఈ పాలస్తీన్లో 2 different sections of people ఉన్నారు. ఒక సెక్షన్ వచ్చేసి they were following the Judaism, that is Jew people. ఇంకొక సెక్షన్ వచ్చేసి they are following the Islam. Okay, we will call them as Arab people. So when Britishers were going, United Nations has come up and said that let's divide this Palestine into one Arab state and one Jew state. Okay, nice thing. Jew people said okay. But Arab people said no, we want the entire state for dominance of Islam itself. Then there comes the thing. ఇంతవరకు ఈ ఇజ్రాయెల్ ఏదైతే ఉందో that was under the invasion. But in the year of 1949, it became independent. Okay, dominated by whom? Dominated by the Jew people. Then what happened? The UN partition plan was Jewish state, Arab state, and also an international zone. That is a common zone. But after the 1948 war, what happened is the reverse thing happened. Where you can see the entire blue color, whatever is there, now this has become Israel. This part, can you see the green color part? This became the countries or the places under Arabs. ఈ ప్లేసెస్ ఏంటి అనేది నేర్చుకుందాం ఫస్ట్. లెట్స్ సీ దీస్ ఆర్ ద థింగ్స్. కెన్ యూ సీ ది UN partition plan into 3? A separate Jewish state, a separate Arab state, and an international zone. But what happened after this 1948 war is that Israel came and it declared independence. Okay, where leaving only small territories under the Arab control. Now, will Arab be calm? No, it want to rise itself. So there comes the story. Now, I will bring the other place, that is Gaza. Can you see here? This is the place Gaza. Why this is very important? It is important because see, here everyone is Jews. Now here they are under Arab control. Arab people. They want to invade Israel. They want to invade Israel. From there, here Israel-Gaza war has been started. So can you see the Gaza? Yeah. When the division happened, when Israel came into the picture, what did they do is that the people living there, the Palestinian people living there, they went to Gaza. They took shelter near your Gaza, in the Gaza. Clear? Remember this. ఎప్పుడైతే డివైడ్ అయిందో, ఎప్పుడైతే ఇజ్రాయెల్కి ఇట్ గాట్ ఇండిపెండెన్స్, ద పీపుల్ దేర్ హూ ఆర్ సపోర్టింగ్ ఫర్ పాలస్తీన్, హూ ఆర్ అరబ్ పీపుల్, దే వెంట్ అండ్ సెటిల్డ్ ఇన్ దిస్ గాజా. ఇట్ ఈస్ అ వెరీ స్మాల్ ప్లేస్. నౌ ద ఫైటింగ్ బిట్వీన్ గాజా అండ్ ఇజ్రాయెల్ స్టార్టెడ్ ఫ్రమ్ దేర్. క్లియర్? నెక్స్ట్ what happened? Gaza becomes the place of hostages for Palestinian refugees. So after the war, hundreds of thousands of Palestinians were displaced from their homes to Gaza. Now then Gaza is basically the border between here Israel and here Egypt. So now Gaza comes in the invasion of Egypt. Egypt has been invaded the Gaza now. So Gaza is in the control of Egyptian administration. Now what happened? Thousands of these displaced Palestinians ended up in Gaza. Now this Gaza became very crowded place. Then what happened later is Gaza was moved away. But it is not independent. Remember, it is not an independent state. So Gaza was not independent Palestine state. It remained as an Egypt in Egypt control. Now there comes the war. What is Israel doing is Israel wants to capture Gaza. What Gaza wants is Gaza wants a separate state. Okay, who are following or who are preaching completely Islam. They started the war again. Now, after 1967 war, some unexpected thing happened. What is that unexpected thing? Israel completely rose again. Israel came to the war, and the result is it gained the territories of Gaza from Egypt, West Bank from Jordan. You can see these names. Questions ikkada nunchi adugutaru, guttu pettukondi. Already West Bank మీద క్వశ్చన్ ఇవ్వడం జరిగింది. So 1967 war లో ఏం జరిగింది అంటే Israel waged wars and it fought from it went war to Egypt, Jordan and Syria. Israel started war for 3 countries, that is, one is Egypt, Jordan and Syria. As part of that, as result of that, result enti ante it got Gaza from Egypt, it has taken back West Bank from Jordan, East Jerusalem, Golan Heights from Syria and Sinai Peninsula from Egypt. These places it got. Now, who has got Gaza again? It is here Israel again. Clear? But the people there, the Gaza people there don't want, because Israel is dominated by Jew people. All about the religion here. Okay, so what happened again? In the year of 1987, Palestine people ఒక ఫ్రస్ట్రేషన్ అనేది పెరిగిపోయింది అన్నట్టు. అసలు ఏంటి వీళ్ళు మా మీద దాడి చేస్తున్నారు, వాళ్ళ రిలీజన్ని మా మీద ఇంపోజ్ చేస్తున్నారు అని చెప్పేసి. Then there comes something group called, that is here Hamas group. Okay, ఒక అప్రైజింగ్ అనేది బిగిన్ అయింది అన్నట్టు, వేర్ ఇట్ లెడ్ టు ది బిగినింగ్ ఆఫ్ హమాస్. హమాస్కి ఏం కావాలి? నెగోషియేషన్స్ అక్కర్లేదు. దే డోంట్ వాంట్ టు సిట్ అండ్ టాక్. Go, wage the war, get the Israel back. That is what they want. Okay, they want the Palestine country. They want complete occupancy of the Israel, the so-called Palestine again. They want that. They went. Hamas only thing is waging war, complete waging war on Israel to get back the Palestine. This is the thing. Clear? And again, ఈ Palestine people ఎవరైతే ఉన్నారో, ఈ Palestine politics became an unexpected thing. మళ్ళీ unexpected thing ఏంటి అంటే, these Palestine politics divided into 2 groups again. One people is saying, that is Fatah people ఏంటి అంటే, ఇజ్రాయెల్తో గొడవ ఎందుకు, నెగోషియేట్ చేసి ప్రాపర్గా కూర్చొని మాట్లాడుకుందాము అని చెప్పేసి. లేదు హమాస్ ఏంటి, లేదు ఈ పీస్ టాకింగ్ అగ్రిమెంట్స్ ఇవన్నీ మాకు ఏమొద్దు, లెట్స్ ఇన్వైట్ దెమ్, లెట్స్ టేక్ అవర్ కంట్రీ బ్యాక్ అని చెప్పేసి. దట్ ఈస్ ద థింగ్. హమాస్ ఇస్ రెసిస్టింగ్ Israel, Fatah is supporting Israel, or not supporting completely, but negotiating with Israel. They said that let's go for talks. But Hamas said that no, let's go for the resistance itself, complete invasion itself. Now what happened? సరే ఇదంతా ఎందుకు అని చెప్పేసి ఒక పీస్ అగ్రిమెంట్కి వద్దాము అని అనుకున్నారు. డీల్ ఎలా జరిగింది? డీలే ఆక్స్లో అకార్డ్స్. ఇదేంటి? ఎవరైతే ఫతా గ్రూప్ ఉన్నారని చెప్పాను కదా, హమాస్ కాకుండా ఇంకో గ్రూప్, ఈ ఫతా గ్రూప్ ప్లస్ యువర్ పాలెస్తీన్ లిబరైజేషన్ ఆర్గనైజేషన్ అండ్ యువర్ ఇజ్రాయెల్, they came to an agreement. That agreement is your Oslo Accords. World thought that okay, Palestinian people, Israel people negotiations cheskunnaru kada, they came for an agreement and now the world will be in a peaceful manner అని చెప్పేసి. No, who is watching this all? This all is watching by your Hamas group. No Hamas group comes into the picture. So The thing is that a moment of hope where the entire nation, the entire world thought that there will be establishing of peace. But that didn't happen because of many questions in the mind. Who gets Jerusalem? Where will the borders be? What about Israeli settlements? What about Palestinian refugees? What about Palestinian statehood? How will Israel be kept secure? These all questions should be answered. But no, they were not answered because Jerusalem vachindi. Israel has took Jerusalem. And next, bordering countries ni ela cheskovali ani cheppesi. Because if you can see, can you see here? If we Arab dominated countries or Arab dominated places, now how the border division should occur? It said Gaza, it said the other places, how the border division should occur. There was no proper point. So there is a little confusion. Now all of a sudden, malli inkoka twist. Aa twist enti ante Israel, what did Israel said that is మా గాజా వద్దు, మేము గాజా నుంచి వెళ్ళిపోతున్నాము అని చెప్పింది. మరి గాజా కమ్యూనిటీ పీపుల్ని ఎవరు ఆథరైజ్ చేయాలి? విచ్ గవర్నమెంట్ షుడ్ ఫార్మ్ దేర్? సో అగైన్ an unexpected twist comes. In 2005, Israel decides to leave Gaza. Israel settlements and ground forces are moved. Israel soldiers are leaving from Gaza. Okay, everything is done. But yet, Gaza doesn't become any independent Palestine state. So Egypt is controlling the southern border and Israel controls the Gaza's external access. Wherever the Egypt and Gaza's border is there, that is looked after by Egypt. The external access, whatever is there, it is looked by here Israel again. Now then comes again the thing. Identi ante Palestine went into elections. Palestine goes into elections. Idite Palestine Leaders Organization undo adi vellesi Hamas wins. Hamas kokate, Hamas ki enti Israel ni evade cheyali. We should evade the Israel. Okay, we should invade complete Israel. That is the thing only. We should resist Israel. That is the only thing. So remember, Palestine Leaders Organization came undi, agreement చేసుకుందాము, నెగోషియేట్ చేసుకుందాము అని ఉంటుంది. కానీ హమాస్ కి ఏముంటుంది? లేదు, కంప్లీట్ ఇన్వేషన్ విత్ రెస్పెక్ట్ టు ఇజ్రాయెల్. క్లియర్? సో 2006 Palestine hold the election. Hamas wins the election. Fatah and Hamas becomes the rivals. They become the enemies in their own country. Clear? Then in 2007 Hamas takes entire control of Gaza. Then can you see here West Bank? This West Bank is Palestine Authority Fatah. In your Gaza, who is controlling Gaza? Your Hamas group is controlling the Gaza. There comes the rift. This is 2006 where Hamas wins the elections. Now, year on year, the same story. Now, Gaza is controlled by Hamas. Hamas have done armed wing and continues the armed attacks ever mida? Israel mida. Can you see the cycle? Hamas fire rockets, then Israel responds military, then Palestine dies and infrastructure is destroyed. Anger increases. Hamas and other armed groups continue the resistance. Israel imposes restrictions. Then another conflict, ceasefire. These all things is repeating. Simple. Hamas వచ్చింది కదా, Hamas won the elections and it is ruling the Gaza. Now this Hamas want to invade the Israel, resist the Israel. Clear? ఏం చేశారు? సీజ్ ఫైర్. కంప్లీట్ ఇజ్రాయెల్ వర్షన్స్ ఇన్ షాక్. ఇంటి గాజా మా మీదికి ఫైర్కి వచ్చిందా అని చెప్పేసి. ఓకే, గాజా సెట్ ది ఫైర్ ఆన్ Israel. Israel was shocked. So this repeated until 2021. Then in 2023 again a twist. మళ్ళీ ఒక ట్విస్ట్ చూడండి. Hamas launches an attack on Israel. Israel was in a shock. It killed the civilians and soldiers of Israel. Around 200 people were killed and Israel is stunned. How did it even happened? How did Gaza attack on Israel? Malli fight. Now Israel enters Gaza. Okay, Israel launches a massive military campaign, ground operations in Gaza, urban warfare, malli fighting అనేది జరిగింది అన్నట్టు. ఫైట్ అయితే ఇజ్రాయెల్కి హమాస్కి ఫైట్ జరిగింది కదా, వీళ్ళు ఎక్కడున్నారు? గాజాలో ఉన్నారు. ఓకే, ఎవ్రీథింగ్ ఈజ్ గుడ్, స్టోరీ ఈజ్ గోయింగ్ గుడ్. ఎత్తుకి పై ఎత్తులు వేస్తున్నారు, అంత బాగానే ఉంది. కానీ ఇప్పుడు హమాస్ ఏం చేసింది అంటే పీపుల్ని బ్లాక్ చేసింది. ఏ పీపుల్ని ఎక్కడ బ్లాక్ చేసింది అనేది తెలుసుకుందాము. దిస్ ఇస్ నెతన్యాహు, ద ప్రైమ్ మినిస్టర్ ఆఫ్ ఇజ్రాయెల్. ఈ ఇజ్రాయెల్ పీపుల్ ఎవరైతే ఉన్నారో, ఈ సివిలియన్స్ ఎవరైతే ఉన్నారో వాళ్ళు గాజాలో ఇరుక్కుపోయారు. సివిలియన్స్ ఆఫ్ ఇజ్రాయెల్ వర్ దేర్ ఇన్ గాజా. సో నెతన్యాహుకి 2 ఆప్షన్స్ ఉన్నాయి. ఏంటవి అంటే, ఫస్ట్, ఇజ్రాయలీ సెక్యూరిటీ. దే కెనాట్ అలో హమాస్ పీపుల్ టు కమ్ ఇన్ టు ది ఇజ్రాయెల్ బికాస్ హమాస్ ఇస్ బీయింగ్ అటాక్ చేస్తుంది కదా. Who is attacking? Hamas is attacking Israel. Clear? Now Netanyahu can't keep his own state into a stake. Okay, complete state ni risk lo pettaledu. Kani civilians ekkadunnaru, people ekkadunnaru, Gaza daggara agipoyaru. Okay, Hamas control the civilians of Israel. Clear? Understanding? Now Netanyahu has an option. What is the ultimate option? He has to go for the negotiations with respect to the Hamas. So he is in a deep thinking mode. Because Israeli hostages were stuck in the Gaza. Gaza is ruled by whom? It is ruled by the Hamas people. So he came to an agreement, or negotiations have been begun. With other mediators were US, Qatar and Egypt. Sorry. ఎవరైతే ప్రిజనర్స్ని మేము లాక్ చేసామో, ఇజ్రాయెల్ కేమ్ ఫర్ నెగోసియేషన్స్ అండ్ సెడ్, మీరు మా హోస్టేజెస్ని రిలీజ్ చేయండి, మా సివిలియన్స్ని రిలీజ్ చేయండి, మేము మీ ప్రిజనర్స్ని రిలీజ్ చేస్తాము అని చెప్పేసి 1. పీస్ అగ్రిమెంట్ పెట్టుకుందాము 2. నెక్స్ట్, హ్యూమానిటేరియన్ అసిస్టెంట్ ఫర్ పాసింగ్ ఇన్ ఫైటింగ్. హ్యూమానిటేరియన్ అసిస్టెన్స్ అనేది ఇద్దాము అని చెప్పేసి, వార్ ఎండ్ చేద్దాము అని చెప్పేసి చెప్పడం జరిగింది అన్నట్టు. నెక్స్ట్, నౌ ద క్వశ్చన్ ఈస్ అగైన్ ఎ క్వశ్చన్ రేస్డ్. See this, it will be very interesting. Sare, Gazani ever govern chesaru? Who governs Gaza now? If it is Hamas, if Hamas is governing Gaza, again Israel says Hamas will rebuild its military again and it will come to attack Israel. No, we don't want Hamas. Then next, Palestine says there is no real Palestine self-government. If Israel remains, then there will be no Palestine state again. Then next, if Israel leaves and Hamas remain armed, Israel fears that malli Hamas group vachi attack chestaru Israel meeda ani cheppesi. Then who provides the security? This is the question. Simple. 2 countries are not having trust on them, their neighboring countries. Okay, Palestine ki Israel meeda trust ledu, Israel ki Palestine meeda trust ledu, obviously. Okay, 2 are different religious section of people fighting. That is the thing. Palestine ఉండేది, Palestine లో 2 religious sections of people ఉన్నారు. One is your ఎవరైతే జుడాయిజంని ఫాలో అవుతున్నారో జూయిష్ పీపుల్, ది నెక్స్ట్ ఇస్ అరబ్ పీపుల్. వీళ్ళిద్దరు కాన్ఫ్లిక్టే ఇంత చేస్తుంది అన్నట్టు. క్లియర్? దీని మీడియేటర్స్గా డిఫరెంట్ కంట్రీస్ వస్తున్నారు. వన్ ఆఫ్ ద కంట్రీస్ US టు సెటిల్ దిస్ కాన్ఫ్లిక్ట్. క్లియర్? అయితే ఈ పాలస్తీన్ కంట్రీ ఏదైతే ఉందో అందులో నుంచి ఎవాల్వ్ అయిన లీడర్స్ ఎవరు అంటే, ఎవాల్వ్ అయిన ఆర్గనైజేషన్స్ ఏవి అంటే PLO ఆర్ ఫతా, దట్ ఈస్ Palestine Leaders Organization, and one more is your Hamas. Hamas said that, what did Hamas say? Hamas said that లేదు కంప్లీట్ ఇన్వేషన్ చేద్దాం మనం ఇజ్రాయెల్ మీద అని చెప్పడం జరుగుతుంది అన్నట్టు. Palestine Leaders Organization ఏమంటారు? నో లెట్స్ సిట్ అండ్ టాక్ విత్ రెస్పెక్ట్ టు ది ఇజ్రాయెల్ అని అంటారు అన్నట్టు. క్లియర్? అండ్ అన్ఎక్స్పెక్టెడ్లీ Hamas wins the elections and comes into the picture. Now, who is ruling Gaza? Gaza is being ruled by the Hamas people. Okay, Hamas people got a chance, they were frustrated and they invaded the war on your Israel. Now again counter fire ayindi anta jargayi. Now the real question is, Gaza ni evaru who has to handle this Gaza? Every government undali. Now, if Hamas is coming, Israel is telling that no, because there may be chances that again it may use its military force on Israel. If Palestinian people are coming, that is Palestinian Leaders Organization, there will be no complete self-government by this group. Okay, again there are a issue that maybe again Israel will come and take the Palestine or the Gaza or whatever the places. That is the thing. Now, what should be there? So, as proposed, there should be a peace agreement. That is given by your Donald Trump. But there are trust issues. And remember one thing, Netanyahu and Donald Trump are very good friends, but still, Netanyahu is saying, no, we don't want the Hamas group. So, Trump is saying, let's build a new Gaza. Let's stop this fighting. Let's stop this fighting and let's promote the peace, because the entire Trump target is for Nobel Peace Prize. Then Hamas agrees, end of war, Israel withdrawal, reconstruction, Palestine administration or international guarantees. But Netanyahu is saying that what is Palestine telling today? What is Hamas telling today? That is, we will stop. That's it. It is not promising that we won't start it again. It is just telling that we will stop for today. What if Palestinian groups comes tomorrow, Hamas groups comes tomorrow and again target our civilians and military groups? That guarantee you're not providing, sir. Provide that guarantee. Then we'll come to an agreement. That is what Netanyahu is telling. That is why he rejected the 15-point formula proposed by the Trump. Now the entire problem is for Trump, because if he resolve this conflict, he will receive Nobel Prize. His intention is for this. So, they never reject chesaru. Trump says this is an historic opportunity for peace. Hamas says will accept, but Netanyahu says no, will not accept, because Hamas is just telling we will stop. It is not telling we will not start again. That is the whole concern. Clear? This is the thing with respect to this story. I think we covered this. Yeah. Next, let's go to the other article. So, did you understand what is the issue between your Palestine, Gaza, and also Israel? The entire story is this. Done? Now, let's talk about the World Lion Day. Let's talk about the Asiatic lions, because today we are celebrating the World Lion Day. Our Asiatic lions, the pride of India. So where they are located? They are located obviously in Gir National Park in your Gujarat. We can see the most population in Gir National Park itself, and basically they were only few lions, like 674 lions in the year of 2020, and before that there were like around 300 plus, increased to 674 in the year of 2020. But now today, as per 2025 lion census, the lions has increased to 891. Nearly to 900 we are coming up, 891 in the year of 2025. And this is representing 32% of the increase in your Asiatic lions, where the Asiatic lions are present in your Gir National Park in Gujarat. And for exam, whether it may be UPSC, APPSC, TGPSC, what is the most important thing is the conservation status of these lions and characteristic features. So, if we see the conservation status, Asiatic lion is vulnerable in IUCN Red List, and it is placed in Appendix 1, which is provided the greatest security in your sites. And in World Wildlife Protection Act of 1972, it is placed in Schedule 1. Schedule 1, Appendix 1, and also vulnerable. These means the highest priority is given for its conservation. Remember this, today we are celebrating, that is on every 10th of August we celebrate the World Lion Day, and as part of that, let's speak about the Asiatic lions. Asiatic lions are very pride of India, and these are also predatory in nature, predatory species. Okay, and if we see the count, basically in the year of 2020 it was 674 and it increased to 891 in the year of 2025, which is like approximately to 900. We're coming to 900, and this is indicating 32% of the increase. And where do they stay? They do stay in the dry forest and shrublands of the Gujarat. And Asiatic lions are exclusively found in India itself. Done? This is the thing. Then conservation status important. Conservation status enti malli chuddamo. In IUCN Red List, it is placed under vulnerable. In CITES, it is placed under Appendix 1. And Wildlife Protection Act 1972, it is placed in Schedule 1, where they are giving you ultimate protection and security and conservation. Highest protection అన్నట్టు ఈ 3లో ప్లేస్ చేస్తున్నారు అంటే highest protection ఇస్తున్నారు అని అర్థం. Next article, let's talk about delimitation debate in India, which is going on here in your parliamentary sessions. ఎందుకు ఉంది న్యూస్లో? బికాస్ రీసెంట్గా చర్చ జరుగుతుంది దేని గురించి? డీలిమిటేషన్ గురించి. డీలిమిటేషన్ అంటే ఏంటో నేర్చుకుందాము. So what is the present issue? What is the issue going on is that the government is considering a fresh delimitation of Lok Sabha constituencies. Okay, baane undi, anta baane undi, but census తీసిన తర్వాతే we need to go for delimitation as per the constitution. But government is telling that no, let it be. census తీయడానికి చాలా టైం పడుతుంది, అదంతా ప్రాసెస్ చాలా ఎక్కువ ఉంటుంది. ఇప్పుడు in the meanwhile మనం ఒక అమెండ్మెంట్ చేద్దాము. ఆ అమెండ్మెంట్ ఏంటి అంటే let's increase the seats of Lok Sabha. So let's increase the Lok Sabha strength to 250 seats. And also, let's redistribute seats among the states using population figures from 2027 census. And it is also telling that let's reserve 1/3 of Lok Sabha seats for women. Women Representation Act. Women Representation Amendment Act. Let's do these three things before the census comes. ఎలా చేద్దాము? ఒక అమెండ్మెంట్ యాక్ట్ని తీసుకొద్దాము. ఒక అమెండ్మెంట్ యాక్ట్. దిస్ ఈస్ ద ఇష్యూ ఫర్ టుడే. సో లెట్స్ లెర్న్ ఫస్ట్ వాట్ ఈస్ డీలిమిటేషన్. డీలిమిటేషన్ అంటే ఏంటి? సింపుల్. యూఆర్ డివైడింగ్ ది కాన్స్టిట్యుయెన్సీస్. ఓకే, it is redrawing the boundaries and determining the distribution of electoral constituencies so that representation reflects the population. Okay, if there are, for example, మీ క్లాస్ రూమ్లో ఒక 10 people ఉన్నారు, 10 peopleకి ఒక లీడర్. ఓకే, అదే 200 crowd ఉన్నారు అనుకోండి, ఒక లీడర్ సరిపోతారా? ఓకే, ఒక సిఆర్ అట్లా సరిపోతారా? నో, యూ నీడ్ సమ్ 2 to 3 to control the crowd at least. అలానే సేమ్ హ్యూజ్ పాపులేషన్ ఉన్న స్టేట్కి ఒక ఎంపీ సరిపోతారా? నో. సో ఎలా డివైడ్ చేద్దాము కాన్స్టిట్యుయెన్సీస్ని అని చెప్పేది దట్ ఈస్ యువర్ డీలిమిటేషన్. క్లియర్? So delimitation is redrawing the boundaries and determining the distribution of electoral constituencies so that representation is reflecting the population. Now delimitation here is two types. One is states delimitation and within the state delimitation. So first what is the thing is allocation of seats among these states with respect to the population. And ఈ స్టేట్ ఏదైతే ఉందో విత్ ఇన్ ద స్టేట్ అగైన్ డివైడింగ్ ది కాన్స్టిట్యుయెన్సీస్. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్, ఇఫ్ ఉత్తర్ ప్రదేశ్ ఇస్ హ్యావింగ్ 100 seats, how these 100 constituencies should be distributed? So delimitation is two types. One is allocating of seats among these states, and these seats, these constituencies, how we are dividing within the state. Within the state, this is the delimitation. Now, what are the constitutional provisions? Is constitution telling about the delimitation? Yes, sir. Then what are the supporting articles? Article 82 is telling that the parliament enacts a delimitation act after every census. Yes, it is mandatory, but there are some conditions. Under Article 82, the parliament enacts a delimitation act after every census, and according to the Article 170, states also get divided into territorial constituencies as per Delimitation Act after every census. Same. Indaka cheppam kada, allocation of seats for among these states and within the states delimitation jarugutundi. Okay. Evaithe 100 seats unte aa 100 constituencies ni ela divide chedamu ani. Next, let's talk about history of delimitation. What is this delimitation? When did it start altogether? So, Constitution itself is telling that after every census there will be certain delimitation act. Aithe intavaraku 15 times census jarugute India lo, there were only 4 times delimitation act has been done. Delimitation has been done only 4 times, but 15 times census jarigindi annattu. Let's see why ala amend cheyocha, what is the need, let's see in detail. So if we see the history, last delimitation that changed the state-wise composition was of based on 1971 census. 1971 census. But Constitution is mandating that give equal representation for all the states. Okay. States ni equal ga divide cheyandi population based మీద and constituencies based మీద దాని ఏరియా మీద అని చెప్పడం జరుగుతుంది అన్నట్టు. So what is the aim? Aim is that to ensure each vote has equal weight. Okay. కానీ 1976 లో ఏం జరిగిందంటే 42nd Amendment Act. Now what is this 42nd Amendment said is that froze the seats. It froze the allocation of seats in Lok Sabha to states and division of states into constituencies till the year 2020 based on your 1971 census. Why? Why did it do so? Because there was unequal share of population. The states who control population will get less seats rather than the states who gain more in population. ఏ స్టేట్స్ అయితే లెస్ పాపులేషన్ అంటే పాపులేషన్ పాలసీని ఫాలో అయ్యి పాపులేషన్ని కంట్రోల్ చేసుకున్నారో ఆ స్టేట్స్కి దే విల్ గెట్ ది లిమిటెడ్ సీట్స్. కానీ ది స్టేట్స్ విచ్ డోంట్ ఫాలో ది నేషనల్ పాపులేషన్ పాలసీ దే ఇంక్రీజ్ దర్ పాపులేషన్ అండ్ టుడే దే ఆర్ గెటింగ్ మోర్ సీట్స్, లైక్ విచ్ ఈజ్ అన్ ఇంజస్టిస్. వై ఇంజస్టిస్? అది వీళ్ళ తప్ప, గవర్నమెంటే కదా నేషనల్ పాపులేషన్ పాలసీని తీసుకొచ్చి పాపులేషన్ కంట్రోల్ చేయాలి అని చెప్పింది. సో ద సదరన్ స్టేట్స్, వాట్ ఆర్ ద సదరన్ పార్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఇండియా, దే హ్యావ్ బీన్ లిసన్ టు ది గవర్నమెంట్, బట్ ద నార్థరన్ సైడ్ ఆఫ్ ఇండియా దే డోంట్ లిసన్. సో టుడే దే ఆర్ గెట్టింగ్ మోర్ సీట్స్ కంపేర్డ్ టు ది సదరన్ స్టేట్స్. దెర్ ఇస్ అన్ ఇన్ఈక్వల్ రిప్రజెంటేషన్ ఇన్ పార్లమెంట్. దట్ ఈస్ ద ఫైట్ టుడే. అండ్ యూ కెన్ సీ ది 4 amendments. 1976 amendment ఏంటి అంటే ఇట్ 2000 వరకు 2000 year వరకు it froze the seats on basis of 1971 census. And next, according to 84th Amendment Act of 2001, it empowered the government to undertake readjustment again and rationalization of territorial constituencies based on which census? 1991 census. Based on 1991 census. And again comes here 87th Amendment Act of 2011. It provided the delimitation of constituencies based on 2001 census and not 1991 census. And again here comes here 2003, which is giving an important clarification telling that it can be done without altering the number of seats allotted to each state. Okay, see, 15 times సెన్సస్ అనేది జరిగింది ఇండియాలో, కానీ ఓన్లీ 4 times డీలిమిటేషన్ అనేది జరిగింది. ఎందుకు? విత్ రెస్పెక్ట్ టు ద సేమ్ థింగ్, విత్ రెస్పెక్ట్ టు ది పాపులేషన్ కంట్రోల్ మెజర్. అండ్ యాజ్ పార్ట్ ఆఫ్ దట్ 42nd Amendment Act of 1976 ఏం చేసింది? ఇట్ ఫ్రోజ్ ది సీట్స్ టిల్ 2000, ద ఇయర్ ఆఫ్ 2000. తర్వాత ఏం జరిగింది? 2001లో 84th Amendment Act ప్రకారం it empowered the government to undertake readjustment according to your 1991 census. And again comes your 2001 census. Now, what is the thing? Thing is that, see, as discussed the example, population in 1971, this state A has 5 crore. Population today became 10 crore. Compared to the B state, 1971లో 5 crores ఉంటాయి, ఇప్పుడు పాపులేషన్ 7 crore. Okay, they control the population, they couldn't. Now, as part of that, they are gaining excess seats, the representation, extra representation in the parliament rather than this. Okay, government policy follow అయినందుకు వీళ్ళకి punishment వస్తుంది. Now, all the southern states of India are fighting for this, for equal representation. So, this is the thing what is happening exactly. Okay ma'am, సరే ఇప్పుడు lower representation ఉంటే ఏమవుతుంది అని అడగొచ్చు. We will get the less voice in the parliament rather than the northern states. So, suppose the state B achieve lower population growth through better education, health care, family planning, women's empowerment, higher urbanization, ఇవి చేసినందుకు మాకు పనిష్మెంట్ ఇస్తారా? We control the population, we developed healthcare, we went for better education, women empowerment, higher urbanization, ఇవన్నీ చేసినందుకు పనిష్మెంట్ ఇస్తున్నారా మాకు? Are you giving the lower representation or lesser representation in the parliament? That is what the debate is. So, this is creating a bridge between your cooperative federalism. What is cooperative federalism? Federalism is what? Sharing of power between center and state. A cooperative method edaithe untundo, that is going off. Okay, so states are telling that we have been successfully control the population. You should not punish us. You should not disturb the cooperative federalism. You should not do the injustice for the southern states. One person, one vote, one value. If one state has far more people, it should also have more representatives, but this representation is becoming a punishment for the states who have controlled their population. This is a simple thing. Delimitation అంటే ఏంటి? డివిజన్ ఆఫ్ కాన్స్టిట్యుయెన్సీస్. అయితే ఈ delimitation అనేది 2 types లో ఉంటుంది అన్నట్టు. ఒకటి వచ్చేసి ఏంటి అంటే అలాట్మెంట్ ఆఫ్ సీట్స్ అమాంగ్ ది స్టేట్స్. ఓకే, అలాట్మెంట్ ఆఫ్ సీట్స్ అమాంగ్ ది స్టేట్స్. అండ్ ఇంకొకటి ఏంటి అంటే ఇచ్చిన స్టేట్లో మళ్ళీ హౌ వీఆర్ డివైడింగ్ ద కాన్స్టిట్యుయెన్సీస్. ఓకే, హౌ వీఆర్ డివైడింగ్ ది కాన్స్టిట్యుయెన్సీస్ విత్ ఇన్ ది స్టేట్. క్లియర్? And constitution is telling that after every census definitely you have to go for the delimitation, but according to this, the same issue what has been there, it has been come up and we have been frozen the seats, we have been frozen the allocation of seats. Clear? This is the thing. And what is the main reason? The main reason is population control measure. Now, as part of that, delimitation అయిపోయింది. Based on what we do delimitation? Based on census. What is census? Counting of population, enumeration of population, counting of population. But today, the government is going for one more census, a specialized census, that is here caste-based census. That is here caste-based census. Now, why this is important? Let's discuss. What is caste census? Enumeration of population based on the criteria of their caste. So, what is a caste census? A caste census means collecting information on the population of different caste groups along with other demographic and socio-economic information. ఎందుకు చేస్తున్నారు ఇది? Why it is important? ఇది కొత్తనా ఇండియాలో? No, it is not. It has been done from your British era also. Clear? So beginning of regular census, it started in year 1881, where India's first synchronized census was conducted in 1881. Okay, and at that point of time, caste information was also collected. Later, in the year of 1931, last published detailed caste data in the year of 1931. So 1931 remains the last published census providing a comprehensive caste-wise population breakdown, and then comes in 1941 where caste data was collected but it didn't publish. Then after independence, India discontinued comprehensive caste enumeration in the regular census. But however, SC and ST population continue to be enumerated because for the administrative criteria. and also for policies and scheme implementation. Clear? అంటే ఇంతవరకు ఒక ప్రాపర్గా క్యాస్ట్ సెన్సస్ అనేది జరగలేదు ఆఫ్టర్ ఇండిపెండెన్స్. మరి క్యాస్ట్ సెన్సస్ ఎందుకు కావాలి, ఎందుకు ముఖ్యం? This may be your mains question, so please be prepared. What are the advantages and challenges with respect to your caste census? So advantages enti? Evidence based policy making. So inta number of people unnaru, evariki schemes cheyali, a section of people ki ekko policies kavali, ekko help evariki kavali, that is your evidence based policy making. Rationalization of reservation, who is like properly in need of reservation today, that we have to check. Better targeting of welfare schemes, asset schemes and policies, understanding the contemporary structure of Indian society too, addressing persistent inequalities in the society again, support the constitutional objective of social justice. If people are like, if backward community people are more in number with regards to them, schemes ni gaani, reservation gaani ela undali ani cheppesi. So promoting the idea of social justice, help commission and institutions to check how many people are there, ఏ స్టేట్లో ఎక్కువ ఉన్నారు, ఆ స్టేట్కి ఎలా ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేయాలి పాలసీస్ అని చెప్పేసి. నెక్స్ట్ క్యాప్చర్ intersectionality and replace assumptions with evidences, evidence-based policy making, and empower marginalized communities. 10 advantages you can give based on caste census. One is with respect to your evidence-based policy making, for promoting the welfare schemes, for promoting the marginalized communities, for helping commissions and institutions, addressing the inequalities, addressing the social justice. These all things you can write as advantages. Advantages ఉన్నాయి, కానీ దాంతో పాటు challenges కూడా ఉన్నాయి. What are the challenges? If I am a politician belonging to one particular caste, can I give the data more? Can I manipulate the data more? That may happen. So, caste-based political mobilization starts. We will be divided in the name of caste. Caste politics will start. Next, hardening of caste identities. India is having a numerous of caste, like lakhs of caste are there. Even some people today don't know they belongs to which caste. So hardening of caste identities, more demands for reservation. Now the reservation is equal at least, but if you have come to know which caste is having more, obviously we will demand for reservation. Massive administration and logistic challenge, lack of uniform definition and classification. Even today, we cannot categorize some caste, that is subcaste, into where they fit in. First of all, there are many castes in India. Okay. Then next, lack of uniform definition and classification, like the subclassification what is there, we cannot fit that. Next, risk of inaccurate or consistent data and stigmatization and privacy concerns. These are your challenges. See, basically, advantages chalane unnai, kani challenges ekkada ante, if I'm a politician from belonging to that particular community, there are chances to increase the ratio or increase the demographics in the given data. And next is that caste-based political mobilization అనేది స్టార్ట్ అవుతుంది. రిజర్వేషన్ పరంగా ఇష్యూ వస్తుంది, అండ్ ఆల్సో అడ్మినిస్ట్రేటివ్ పరంగా కానీ, అండ్ ఆల్సో inadequate or inconsistent data, and today some people even don't know to which caste they belong, and ఆ caste ఇంకా అంటే ఆ సబ్ కాస్ట్ ఏదైతే ఉందో ఏ casteలో వస్తుంది అని చెప్పేసి. So these are the challenges with respect to the caste census. Clear? This is very useful for your mains examination. Have a look. Delimitation కానీ, caste census కానీ, Israel Palestine issue అయినా సరే ఈ సర్టి క్లాయిన్స్ వచ్చేసి మనకి ప్రిలిమినరీలో అడుగుతారు. So have a look with respect to these things. Thank you. Have a good day.